ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Real Chat Daddy Show. Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Tuesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. Glad to be back with you guys on a beautiful Tuesday here in the Chicagoland area. Not too hot, not too cold, but just right. Some people are complaining. Some people had on heavy coats today. I thought it was just a beautiful day of fresh air and a nice, warm breeze every now and then. We have another great show planned for your viewing and listening pleasure this evening. June is Black Music Month, and tonight we're going to talk about some of our favorite all-time female R&B groups, and we'll see how many of them we can remember before the show is over tonight. And then later on in the show, Dr. Janet Seabrook will be here with us. June is Men's Health Awareness Month, and brothers, it's time for you all to get checked from your rudder to your tutor. And so Dr. Seabrook is going to talk to us tonight about the importance of men going to have themselves checked up by a doctor. All right, we have a lot to talk about tonight. Our co-host is the amazing Miss Kay Renee of Karen's Nuggets of Knowledge. Good evening. How are you? And welcome back. Happy Tuesday.
Good evening, Chat Daddy, and welcome back. Well, welcome back. We've only been gone 24 hours, but good evening to our viewing and listening audience on, as Art mentioned, Tuesday. And I don't know what folks are complaining about. We live in Chicago. Now, y'all know it's 5 seasons, including construction. When you have a nice day like in the 50s or 60s, y'all just be grateful. Be grateful.
Right. I thought it was okay today. I did have on a pair of jeans, but I still had on a nice top. I thought it was great. But we'll see. We had quite a bit of rain last night.
Yes, we did. Now that we did, and we probably needed it.
Right.
I always keep my fingers crossed because you know what happened to me last year around this time with the roof.
Yes.
So it's still not 100%. So every time it rains, I like,
oh boy,
nothing leaking. So
all right.
So far we survived.
Okay, very good. All right. Well, we have so much to talk to you guys about tonight. As you all know, we are a health and wellness show. So each and every night we give you the latest COVID-19 update numbers. Illinois Department of Public Health reported 4,861 new confirmed or probable cases of COVID-19. Unfortunately, we had 18 additional deaths, and this was as of today, Tuesday. Now, remember, I gave you the combined numbers yesterday, but today we ended up having 18 additional deaths. The state reports on COVID-19 variant, the B.2.12.1 Omicron variant, that is now the most dominant variant in the state. I had no idea that the variant even had a social security number like that. Like, what the hell was that? Girl, like, right.
That's not a social security number. That's another lengthy number. Like, the international long distance, when you dial outside of the United States.
Right. I felt like I just gave somebody a number out in Marrakesh or somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what kind of virus is it? Okay, so never your mind. Okay. As of late Monday, Illinois had 1,218 COVID patients in the hospital, an increase of 27 patients from Monday. Remember, I told you the number dropped yesterday. Of those, 111 were in intensive care, and 33 of those people are on ventilators. So, they were saying here in the city of Chicago that the COVID cases are dropping. Maybe it's no more than 900 a day. But I'm thinking to myself, damn, that's a lot of people. That's still a lot of people.
And we haven't hit the thrust of summer yet, because there's going to be a lot of festivals, neighborhood festivals, for those who are house heads. Chosen Few is coming up, and you know how we are with the Chosen Few, right? So the Gospel Fest just took place, so I'm cautiously optimistic.
Right. Yep, absolutely. I am too. We'll see.
Yeah.
The Silver Room is coming up. The
Mhm.
Hyde Park Brew Fest is this weekend. So,
Mhm.
if anything, I'm happy to see these events coming back. Matter of fact, I'm going to start writing for a publication about events that'll be taking place around the city. But something in my spirit is just still saying petri dish. But
Mhm.
it's petri dish everywhere you go. Supermarket,
Yeah.
malls, airports, so to me, you just got to safeguard yourself and be protected and do the right thing. So we'll see.
Amen.
Right. Amen.
Amen.
All right. Well, you and I both were talking back behind the scenes before the show started about just the beautiful person that Matthew McConaughey, actor Matthew McConaughey, is. Please just give everybody the lowdown of what happened today, and I'll fill in some things as we talk. Go ahead.
Well, first of all, I've always loved Matthew McConaughey. He's just, that Southern boy, that Southern gentleman. I was really sad when he got married, but anyway, because he's
Oh well,
just
I was sad he wasn't gay. So okay, right. We even. We even. Right. You've been disappointed two people. Right. Thank you, Matthew McConaughey. Even though you're still a sweetie for all you've done. Right.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
he is, and just a wonderful actor. Let's just, put that aside. He's also a very passionate, passionate, and very has conviction. First of
Yes.
all, he was at the White House
Yes.
today.
Yes, he
And
was.
he delivered such an impassioned and emotional speech about the children and the mass killing in Uvalde, Texas. And a lot of people don't know this. I didn't know this. He's a native.
He
So
is.
this kind of hit home for him. He and his lovely wife, Carmen Alves, wanted to help with the parents and the residents of Uvalde, just kind of let them know that they're there with him. But he kind of broke it down at the White House,
He
and
really did.
I don't know. I'm sure President Biden and the First Lady were there. They probably look at him like, okay, this may be competition, because rumor has it there have been rumors around that he may think about may run for office, and given what he delivered today. What is his favorite saying? All right, all right.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think he would be running for higher office, or do you think he'd be running for local office there in the city of Uvalde?
It could be both, because it wouldn't matter. He's a native, and if
Right,
he
right,
decide he could run for dog catcher art and he would win. Now, how about that?
right, right.
So, but nevertheless, he really talked about gun control, and for those for today, really ABC has dedicated this day about talking about guns in America. So whatever program that you watched, The View, um, Good Morning America, the local news, they were all focused on guns in America and what we
Right.
need to do about this, because it's really now truly gotten out of hand. I mean, it's been out of hand for many, many years, but now it's up to the nth degree. And, I applaud him for speaking out, because he has a platform, him and his wife both.
Yes.
But I don't know what's it going to take. Now as hurt as I am, I know we're going to be talking about shortly about the teacher that survived the mass shooting. I still want to hear about what happened up in Buffalo. I
Yes.
heard Dave
Yes.
Chappelle has helped the victims, which I'm glad, but
Right.
make no mistake, y'all, that was a race killing up in Buffalo.
Yes,
You
it
know,
was.
and no one's really talking about that, and I'm not happy about that,
I
because
agree.
they're African Americans. They were doing what we normally do on a Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon. You go
Grocery
grocery
shop.
shopping for your family, and you
Right.
expect when you go in the damn store that you come back out.
Right.
And
Right.
there was one of the victim's sons spoke on Capitol Hill, and he was extremely impassioned. The oldest victim, who was 86, and he said, "My mother matters. My mother matters," and it just broke my heart. This is a grown man. He had to be maybe no more than 50 or so
Right. Oh yeah.
on
Yeah.
Congress.
I
And you
saw
could
it.
tell he was like a man's man. He was just like,
Right.
my mother mattered. See, at
Yep.
the end of the day, y'all, our parents matter. Our family matters. We've got to stop talking about, you know, white versus black. We are all human at the end of the day. And
Yes.
something
Yes.
needs to be done about these damn guns. Now, period. So, I applaud Matthew. I really do, because I know it really touched his heart. But until Congress has a bipartisan decision to say, look, we're going to raise the limit of people of getting background checks, do what's necessary. Because if
Yes.
not, I mean, I have to send this to you. I saw a Facebook post of, if you were in Japan, they have a 20-point checklist in order for you to get a gun.
That's right. Yes.
So if Japan and all these other countries can do it, what the hell is going on with the USA? That's all
We're
I got to say.
behind times. We are behind times, and we have forever. And then you've got to remember, there's money in guns. There's money in crime. There's money in death. That these things, they're always going to be money for, no matter what. So it's
But
big business for
there's
somebody.
also karma. Now,
I agree. I agree. I agree with you 100% on that one. All right. Well, Kay Renee, thank you. That was very impassioned of just expressing yourself on that. I could not agree with you more. And I'm sure a lot of the audience feels the same way about it too, that something must be done. But yes, I appreciate Matthew McConaughey for him taking a stance and speaking as a native of that city and understanding that this has been, all of these mass shootings are just heartbreaking. But that
and it's
one,
not
yeah,
stopping. That's the
no,
bad part. I mean,
yeah,
every day, it shouldn't be the norm
right.
that we have to talk about each and every night. We're, as you've always indicated, we are a health and wellness show.
Yep, we
We
are.
should
We
not
are.
have to be talking about every god doggone day somebody getting shot, and
Right.
especially not here in Chicago, because
Well,
we know
now, are
now.
you kidding me? Yeah, but it needs to stop here in Chicago. And
I
speaking
know, that's
of,
what I'm saying. It
our
needs to
our
stop
beloved
here.
mayor announced that she's running again.
Yes, I saw that. And she's going to have a tough road. Now,
Yes,
I mean,
yes,
let me be clear, when the pandemic hit, I was extremely proud of her for stepping up, showing up, and she showed out in a very positive manner. This
right.
issue with these guns, she's going to have a tough road ahead.
Yes.
He
And
wants to
that's
be
all we're gonna say.
reelected.
Right. That's all we're gonna say.
That's
Okay.
all we're going to say.
Very good. All right. Well, let's continue to move on in other news then, since we got all of that out of our systems. You feel better? I was
I'm
gonna
not.
say.
Woosa, because
Right.
we had another story regarding Uvalde that we need to talk about, because
Okay.
it really, as I said before we came on, you were saying how I was happy, but I had to get myself this way to come on the show, because early this morning, seeing the interview of the only teacher that survived in that mass shooting, I almost broke down in a fetal position to start crying. So whenever you're ready to talk about that, you just let me know.
Well, go right ahead. Let's finish it on up, because
Yeah.
all these positions you in. I just want to make sure we be able to help you up to finish the rest of the show. So, okay, go right ahead.
Well, as for those folks who did not see this interview, which was on Good Morning America with Amy Robach, they had the exclusive. As you know, there was one teacher that survived, and Mr. Reyes, Arnulfo Reyes, he said, and he was very. Now you talk about emotional. It's hard for me to see men cry. It really is, because it takes a lot for a man to break down in tears, and he did. He was like, he cannot forgive law enforcement for taking more than an hour to stop that gunman who killed 11 of his own students, y'all. Of the 19 that were killed, 11 were his students. And he kept pleading and saying to Amy during the interview, please let the parents know I did everything I could. He
And he
told the
has to live with that the rest of his life.
exactly. He
The rest
told
of his life.
students, play like you're sleeping, because typically when a gunman comes in to start acting bat shit crazy, excuse my French, you have to play like you're dead, so he'll think, okay, I've done that, keep it moving. But
Right.
that gunman came back, and here's the thing that really even touched my spirit. He said those kids kept calling 911. They have it documented.
Yes, yes. Can you imagine? And here we really don't want young people to have phones in schools, but those children were trying to save their own lives. That right
Exactly.
there is just
It's
unbelievable in
heartbreaking.
itself. It really is. It really,
And
yes.
you could tell he was still recuperating because in fact, he's probably just come out of recovery because he had surgery because he was shot twice, one in the lungs and one near the back. So he's recovering. He has to undergo multiple surgeries before he can be healed. And, please, y'all, if you believe in prayer, pray for him and his family. Because again,
Absolutely.
as Art just said a few moments ago, could you live with the fact that 11 babies died and you survived? Now you imagine that, because the natural order of life is you go before children, not the other way around.
Right,
So
right.
it just
And you made a commitment to teach these children, to guide them, to be a counselor, just
exactly.
all of that. So yeah, it is. It's a lot to think about. Well, all right, let's move on to something else.
Yeah.
Breathe, relax, and let's move on. All right. See, that's the nature of this business we're in,
Yes, I know. And
Mhm.
it is what it is. But I think, I wonder if we were doing this 30 years ago, how would we, the type of news that we would have to report. I don't think we would be as passionate, because I think things have just changed now. I mean, the internet has changed a lot. Social media is, back in the day, you heard, what's social media? What the hell is that?
Right, right,
Now, if you don't know what social media is, and I feel for you, you
right.
must just come out the womb. But heck, even kids coming out the womb know what social media is.
Well, I'm gonna take you back to remember when we all got the little free AOL in the little can,
Oh
and
yeah.
what was it, 200 hours free of AOL? And I remember then people were afraid to use AOL. They weren't trying to get on the
Mm-hmm.
web. I remember when people didn't even have an email address. Are you kidding me? No, I ain't got no email address. I
Oh
know, and
goodness.
you're right. And now we live our entire lives on social media. So now
Right.
that's funny you were to say what you just said about the news 30 years ago. I
Mm-hmm.
recently saw a news segment that the late great Miss Mary D was the
Oh.
anchor of. And Mary D's stories, to tell you what they were, it was the economy globally. It was national economy. It was some store closing. It was, the news was much gentler, much easier. It may have been, a stabbing somewhere, whatever it was, but it was not the type of news that is being delivered in this day and age. Because I could only imagine if I was a nightly news anchor and having to report this type of stuff every night. It,
Well,
it, 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 it
and remember, now we are members, of
yes,
the National Black Journalists Association, right? And
yes,
so I do feel for our colleagues, right? That they have to report the news every single night, and sometimes it's tough. I mean, I will tell people there's nothing wrong with getting therapy, especially in this day and times now.
right.
If you don't get therapy, we'll always talk about that. Please, self-care is extremely important.
It is. It is. Well, that's a beautiful, beautiful sentiment. It really is. All right, let's move on. What else we got tonight? What is this I hear about Miss Lori Harvey
Uh
and Michael B. Jordan?
Jordan, and
Mr. Michael B. Jordan.
if I was liking youngins, I'd be like, I could have a conversation with the other Jordan, the other
Yeah.
Michael Jordan, not the GOAT, but Mr. Michael B. Jordan, because he's a little bit younger than I am, y'all, and I don't deal young.
Oh, okay.
But apparently they have parted ways, and I saw this. They were talking about this on The View. Lori, she's a very gorgeous young girl.
She's a model both here in the United States and a model in Europe.
And Michael thought he found the one. I mean, I remember they were featuring him and Lori on Essence, and he did this beautiful spread on Valentine's Day. Shut the restaurant down. I said, now see, and I tell people when men do stuff like that, women just get like, oh, see, that's what I need. But remember, y'all, he got money. So that's one thing. You got, if you're gonna do stuff like that, you better have some coins. But
Right.
it seems as if there was issues of infidelity, perhaps because when she done with him, she took all his photos and she was like, I don't want nothing to do with him. And
so he cheated on her.
well, that's what we've been hearing, but it's like I think obviously I think he was in it for real. I don't think she was in it because I was, me, I like to do some backstory research, and I was looking at her profile and looking her up on Wikipedia. She's dated a lot of interesting men.
Oh, absolutely.
And they
absolutely.
just break up. And it makes me wonder.
Yeah.
Because I thought that Lori was Steve's biological daughter.
No, not at all.
And she's not. And they don't know who her father is. Now, I'm going to be very real. Now, I'm speaking as a woman here. As Father's Day is about to approach, it doesn't, you want to have bond with your biological father. I mean, but there are men who step up to the plate and play that paternal role. But I'm going to say this. How a father treats his wife, mother, sister is indicative of how that young girl is going to put herself with a man. And that's very true. And I don't know what the relationship that Steve and Marjorie have. They put out this front that they're just loving and all that, but we don't know what happens behind closed doors. But it just makes me wonder, why is it that as beautiful as Lori is, because she is on the outside, but we don't know what's going on in the inside.
All right. Now that was a good analogy of that situation. I'm now going to rewind it and I'm going to give you my side. I'm going to give you the streets on all of this. Okay. So first of all, do a little research and get into Marjorie Harvey's backstory.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's a lot of that because she may have got it from her mama. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Marjorie Harvey is beautiful. So yes, some of the best men ever are going to come after Marjorie Harvey, not only because she is Steve Harvey's stepdaughter, she is beautiful. She has modeling contracts, one here in the United States, one in Europe. So she's
Uh-oh.
Did I lose you?
I'm here. Are you there?
Okay. Marjorie Harvey is 25 years old.
Yes, she is.
Michael B. Jordan is 35 years old. Okay. So I get that because I'm kind of going through something in that same situation. It's going to be a lot of fickleness. It's going to be a lot of thinking you're grown because you are whatever age and you balling and you got whatever you got. I really, one of our people said on one of my other pages that they thought all of it may have been a publicity stunt. I think it may have been as well, too. I mean, Marjorie Harvey seems like she is probably going to end up having a lot of relationships because she may have gotten that. It may be in her bloodline. And that's all I'm going to say.
Well, I agree with you because, again, it seemed like in interviews when Michael B. Jordan was interviewed, you could tell, I think he was in it truly to win it. I think he really, and maybe he was deeply infatuated. Her, Lori, I wasn't feeling that. So when I heard that they broke up, I said, well, and then I didn't know how old she was. It makes sense.
Uh-huh. Oh, okay. All right. So look, here go one of our informants. Her father is known. He went to prison, supposedly the fall guy for her mother. I heard Michael wanted to settle down. Lori didn't. Yep. I believe that. I really do. I believe that. But yes, I'm telling you, you have to really do your backstory on the mama. And that's all I'm going to say.
I know about Miss Marjorie now.
Right.
So again, when this story broke, it wasn't surprising to me.
Yes, yeah.
It just really wasn't.
Now I give Marjorie credit. She got Steve out of them zoot suits and she had them teeth filed down. Them teeth been filed down. And right. And so she keeping him young now. And that's what he want. That's what I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad because I'm in the same situation. But yeah, right. You want it right. I'm not mad, Steve. I'm not. But
Oh Lord.
yeah. So that's how that works. I mean, you know what I'm saying? All right. Here we go. He dodged the bullet.
He probably did. And
Right.
I
He went
guarantee
to
you, and
prison on drug charges. Michael's more mature than Lori. Oh, absolutely.
you can
Yeah,
tell that.
absolutely. Yeah, we know that. Yeah, absolutely.
We
Yeah,
know, because she's still a girl.
right.
Preston, you a mess.
Right. Baby filed those teeth down. He sure did. Them teeth, if you notice, them teeth ain't as big in his mouth no more. Maybe they done set in. Maybe they done, right. So, girl, I'm just telling you. No hate, no shade. Right. No hate, no shade. I'm just telling you. Okay. All right.
Oh my goodness. That's why I love my big brother. He
Thank you,
tells it
daughter.
like it is. I
Yeah,
love
we
him.
have to. We have to. We have to. Okay, go ahead.
Well, this story hit locally, which I'm like, I need to know where this house is because they talk about it in Chatham. I'm like, that's not that far. It
No.
seems as if a Chicago woman said a stranger moved into her vacant Chatham home and refused to leave. Nah. I,
So, this is not the first time I've heard this story.
really?
And when the economy crashed and quite a few people lost their apartments in various condo buildings and places like that, and people saw people moving out, squatters started going into these particular places and claiming them as squatters' rights. I saw the same story as well too. I feel so bad for that lady because she is going to have to do whatever to get that lady out of there. I think that even an attorney on the news today said something like cash or keys or something like that. But this happened really big when the economy crashed and all of these condo buildings went belly up. People saw people moving out or knew that the place was empty and vacant and became squatters in these places.
Now, it makes me wonder, Art. Something just occurred to me. You do remember what happened last month next door to me?
Right.
And I wonder whether or not there were squatters there that caused the fire.
Possibly. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. If you really think about it, you have a lot of people in this day and age who are displaced, and you may not necessarily think they're homeless, but they may be. And a lot of these people are figuring out how to get into these empty places, properties, and squatters' rights. And I feel bad for that lady, but I've heard this story many times before.
And it's just, and she the lady that's in there, she doesn't want to talk to anybody on live. He's like, I'm not trying to do all that. I mean, yeah, it's a lose-lose situation.
Right.
At the end of the day.
Yeah.
Because by the time they get her evicted, it's going to take over a year.
That's right.
It's not a fast process.
No. Mm-mm. You're absolutely right about that. So yeah, I do feel sorry for that lady, but I do know of this story. I've heard this several times from friends of mine who own places and have had that to happen to them. Yes.
It makes you wonder, if you want to purchase property, it makes you kind of leery about that because once an individual who is designated to be a squatter comes in, you can't get them out.
No. But then the mayor is now offering money to city residents that will put up security cameras, that will do alarm systems, monitoring lights, things like that. And I don't know if that's going to deter crime here in Chicago, because guess what? Most of these jackasses are committing the crimes right in front of the cameras.
Speaking of which, I know you heard about a slew of robberies on the Northwest Side where someone's using a machete.
A machete.
Now, right. Have y'all seen what a machete looks like?
Right.
It is not just a knife. what was his name? Crocodile Dundee said, "That's a not a
Right.
machete is no joke."
Yes. About as
And
long as you're right.
I just, and here's the deal, Art. There was one, I think a neighbor was able to catch the individual who used this machete on a resident. They caught him on camera. So I hope
Yes.
they catch
Yes.
this on the gun. I mean, that's
Right.
scary.
It is. It really is. And I tell people, be very cautious about your surroundings.
Yes.
Before I get in and out of the car, I have my keys in hand. I have them
Yes.
ready. I'm not trying to mill around. I put everything in a bag and go in at one time, because you just never know. And you have always have to stay on pivot here in the city of Chicago and in their surrounding areas as well, too. So, yeah, we want to encourage everybody to please be as careful as you can. Did you know gas went up
Again.
5 cents overnight? So
Again.
gas went up 6 cents Sunday night into Monday morning. Last night, Monday into Tuesday, it went up 5 more cents. I don't know what we're going to do.
All I gotta say is if I need you, I say, here you go. All right, let me fill your tank up, because that's just my truly way of saying thanks. Because
look, filling a tank up nowadays really is an airplane ticket. You can fly somewhere for what it costs to fill a tank. Look, I put 4 gallons of gas back in my car the other day because I really try not to I don't even want that needle to move, right?
That's right.
It was $24 for 4 gallons of regular gas.
You mentioned that last night. I just,
unbelievable.
Now, we were born in the 70s. For those who have been in the 70s, I'm wondering, for our viewing audience, if you've lived through this issue, please chime in, because I wonder if it's the same as it was in the 70s. Because I've heard that this was similar, or maybe this is even worse. The gas prices were just high. Well, let me ask you this: you've heard of Todd and Julie Chrisley, right?
Yeah, the Cresleys.
Chrisley, yeah. Well, apparently they're gonna be Chrisley in the pokey, because they were found guilty of bank fraud and tax evasion.
You kidding me?
Oh, according to a court clerk for the Northern District of Georgia, the reality TV couple's accountant, Peter Tatiana, was also found guilty on a series of related charges, including aiding and abetting for filing false tax returns. Now, for those who don't remember, Chrisley knows best. So Todd, I always think of as a metrosexual, but check this out.
A metrosexual.
He said it on his show that he was metrosexual, but I was like,
I always thought he was a homosexual. So now that's just me. That's just me in this pride.
Well, you are not alone in that, Mr. Sims, because apparently, let me get this right, because I want to read it directly from this source here.
Because my grandmama always said, baby, call a thing a thing. And so that's what I was, I thought that's what he was. I'm sorry. Okay.
Well, apparently this accountant also had wait. The verdict comes just weeks after Todd's ex-business partner, Mark Braddock, claimed that the reality star was cheating on his wife with him. That they paid off a blackmailer to keep the alleged affair a secret.
Okay. All right. Well, with that being said, that's a perfect segue to Men's Health Awareness Month. June is Pride Month. June is Men's Health Awareness Month. And I'm sure Dr. Janet Seabrook will tell us the importance of keeping it all clean, because that was a lot of nastiness going on. And again, I didn't know that's what you were going to say. I didn't even read the article. You sent it, but I didn't read it. But I said a metrosexual. I'm like, ma'am,
I've watched the series.
I know.
Early in the series, he said that. So I'm like,
yes.
I've always didn't get that metrosexual vibe, but okay, Todd,
Yeah, me neither. I
whatever
got
you say,
100.
honey.
Yes, I got 100% pure homosexual. Okay, that's what I got from that, and it's okay. We're loving. We're a gender loving show. We love all
Right.
people, but
That's
I
right.
got homosexual from that man. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, our guest this evening is no stranger to the show. We just love and adore her. We appreciate every time she takes time out of her busy schedule to come back to talk to us. We consider her our resident MD here on the Real Chat Daddy show. She's back tonight to talk to us about the fact that June is National Men's Health Awareness Month, as well as she gives us updates on other things that are going on with our health. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. Family medicine doctor, Dr. Janet Seabrook, president of Community HealthNet Health Centers of Northwest Indiana. Yay!
Yay! Hi, Dr. Janet. She's my big sis. You big sis. You're not just Dr. Janet anymore. You big sis. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you both doing?
We're good. We're good. Happy June.
Yeah.
So glad to see you this evening. How's everything been in your world since the last time we talked?
Very busy, but just keeping everything moving forward.
Very good. Well, doctor, I've been reading some of your works. I've been following you on social media. Didn't you recently receive an award or you were honored or something? Did I just see that?
I was named the 2024 executive leader for the American Heart Association for Northwest Indiana. So the big fundraising gala for their 100th anniversary will be held in 2024, and I'll chair that entire year of fundraising.
Oh, very good. Well, let us know how we can assist you. Our platform is your platform, and we are just honored. Look, she already into 2024. Right. Look, right. I'm trying to just get August booked up right now. She's booked into 2024. Okay. Well, doctor, thank you for coming back this evening. As always, you have a topic that we talk about. But before you go tonight, we really would love to learn a little bit about monkeypox. So let's talk about men's health. And then if we could go into monkeypox, that would be great.
Okay. So, but before, and thank you so much again for the invitation. And we do want to focus on men's health because June is Men's Health Awareness Month.
Right.
But I also want to make sure that we're mindful that last month in May, we celebrated Mental Health Awareness Month in the month of May. And so I would like to make sure that we tie both of those together tonight in men's health, because I need for men to understand that that is a part of their overall well-being as well. If you're not in the right place or right state of mind, you really don't have the ability to take care of yourself physically. And so we need to make sure that men understand that there are outlets and there are resources out there to be able to have counseling, to have therapy, to have sessions. And it always boggles my mind that men will make sure that they take their vehicles to get washed nice and shiny, detailed in and out. They will take their vehicles, their SUVs and their pickup trucks and their cars, and they will go get the oil change, do all of those things to make sure, get new tires, put the rims on there. They take care of their cars better than they take care of themselves. And that's something that really needs to be addressed. And if you can see how the nation is suffering right now with mental health, imagine being a Black male where you have no outlet to be able to get out all of that frustration or even sadness or the feeling of overwhelmed, being overwhelmed, the feeling of doom, the feeling of death, and so I think that we also need to make sure that we're helping to take care of our men on both the physical and the mental health side, so they understand that the two go together. So of course, let's talk about making sure that you're going to the doctor. If we can't, we got to get you in at least once a year. We can get you in once a year, and a good doctor.
Yes.
Everything that needs to be done. If you're somebody very reluctant to go to the doctor, come here once. Come to a good doctor. Find me. Okay? I will try to fix you up in that one visit, but it's going to take some time. And you're going to have to be cooperative too. But men have this tendency of not going to the doctor because what they say is, they're going to find something wrong. Well, of course, because you haven't been since you were probably in high school playing high school sports or something. Yeah, we're going to find something wrong because you haven't been coming to get regular checkups. Okay, so if you're in your 20s, 30s, at least annual blood pressure check. If you have a history of diabetes and hypertension in your family, get your blood sugar checked at least once a year. Going into your 30s, start having the wellness screenings with cholesterol and your overall CBC, which is a complete blood count. And then also looking at, how's your potassium, how's your sodium, what do those levels look like? And as we get older, those are the things that we need to keep up. So we get to our 40s, we're African American. Do you have a history of prostate cancer in your family? So let's go ahead and start and get that first PSA between 40 and 45. Are you someone that has a history of colon cancer? If you are, then African Americans, we've been told throughout this pandemic, 40 and above now is the age for African Americans to start getting screened for colon cancer.
Incredible.
And so I want men to understand that it's okay. First of all, it's okay to go and see the doctor. Okay.
Yes.
So understand that you don't need to go under the cover of night or anything like that. And also, urgent care is not your doctor's office. Understand that too.
Come on now. Yes.
Not your doctor's office. Okay.
Yep.
They don't know your name. They take
the ER is not your doctor's office.
No.
Yep.
They're coming just for that acute, you sore throat, COVID, whatever it is. That's all they're dealing with. They're not going to take care of your cholesterol. They're not going to do an EKG on you unless you're actively having a heart attack. They're not going to do anything to prevent a stroke unless you're having a stroke right in front of them. So all of that education, that's where we come into play. Your primary care doctor that's going to sit down in the office, first take a thorough history. We're going to screen you for mental health and depression and anything like that. Then we're going to examine you. We're going to make an assessment of what we believe are the things that we need to do for you to help you maintain your health. Or if you've already fallen over the cliff, we're going to give you those tools that you need to help you climb back up the cliff. And I'm making these analogies like this that are kind of fun and light, but I want people to really understand. These are serious things, but I'm trying to make analogies that make it a little bit more understanding for people, particularly people who have reluctance in going to the doctor.
Yes.
Have your weight checked at every visit. What is your BMI? How tall are you? Because we need to know how tall you are, and then we need to know your weight, and then we can calculate your BMI. If that BMI is pushing 30%, then you're obese, and we need to have a conversation about your diet and your exercise. Don't be embarrassed to bring a pencil or ink pen and a little notepad into the visit, or use your phone, the note taker on your phone, to take notes. Ask the physician, is it okay before we leave and you're giving me the assessment? Can I hit the record button? Because when I go home, they're going to be asking me 50 billion questions and I won't remember how to answer them. So if you can just say, my assessment is that you have diabetes, hypertension, and these are the things. Just ask. They may say no, but guess what? If you don't ask, you won't know. And some may be open to, especially if they know that you're recording so that you can take it home and have these conversations with your family member. I would not be opposed to that.
Right.
And so we need to know, are you gaining weight? Are you losing weight? Is your thyroid off? Is there cancer? So these are some of the things that we need to know. Those things that you don't think that much about, like weighing yourself. Well, who cares how much I weigh but me, right? No, that means something to us. If we see that there's an increase over time and you have hypertension, are you starting to have congestive heart failure? Is there swelling? Is there edema, pulmonary edema? So these are things that tell us that there may be things going on internally that aren't being manifested outwardly right now, but with little things just like with weight and with blood pressure and things like that.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wow.
Wow. Dr. Janet, it's funny when you mention that because when my late father, that was one thing I was very proud of him of because he had suffered from leukemia. So he was very vigilant, excuse me, in going to the doctor. In fact, he wanted me to be with him so I could be his advocate. And I think that's also important too, because if you're, have family members that if you're not so sure about talking with a doctor, have someone with you so they can be an advocate. Conversely, his brother who had
Yeah.
prostate cancer would not go to the doctor, and when he found out that he had prostate cancer, it was too late. So
Yes.
and he did not want conversely, he didn't want anyone to know what was going on. And that, to me, you do your family a disservice, because
Yeah.
they need to know what is going on with you as an individual. So
And I think that that's an important key point that you hit upon, that if you have an advocate and someone that is willing to go to the doctor with you, then you should definitely take that person with you.
Yes.
And you should, because there are a lot of men that aren't comfortable going to the doctor, but if they can have someone that's like their support and then ask those questions that they may not necessarily think about because that's not their usual place to be, that's always
exactly.
a good idea. If you have a cousin, wife, boyfriend, whoever it is, significant other that can go with you and give you that support and be that advocate and ask those questions. Because, especially if it's somebody who lives in the house with you, they may notice things about your health and your habits that you do that you may not necessarily pay any attention to or you take for granted. And they could say, no, dude, I can hear you across the hall. When you go in your room and you start sleeping, snoring up a storm, and I can't even hear my television program or my music. I have to turn it up because you're snoring so loud. The windows are rattling. And so just having that support, like I said, taking notes, being clear. Doctor, what is this medication for? Doctor, what
Exactly.
is this diagnosis?
Right.
Why do I have to take this antibiotic for 7 days? Can I just stop taking it when I start feeling better? Why do I have to take it twice a day? Is there something that I could take once a day? So it's always good to just, answer the questions while you're in the office, when you have the provider, the doctor's attention. So when you get to pharmacy and, they gave me this prescription, but I don't know why. And then the pharmacist has to
Mm-hmm.
stop doing what they're doing to say, well, sir, this is what this is for. Oh, I don't remember him telling me that. I don't know why I'm going to take that. And so just, being able to hold their hand and advocate for them and with them and get them to take better care of themselves.
I love it. I do. I really, really do. Doc, anything else we need to know about our health as we go into this summer season? Allergies, any of the other things that's going on? What do we need to know?
Allergies have been terrible this season.
I
So
agree.
I'm just telling everybody to be very careful. There's a lot of pollen in the air, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
dander if you have pets. Make sure that you have something in the over the counter that will help with that congestion. If you get congested at night, that seems to be when my symptoms seem to come. And it's like, okay, I'm sleepy, but my nose is stopped up. So let me go and find something that I could take. And I just think it's important that people understand when those things happen to them, it's not necessarily a cold or flu or COVID, but if you're not sure, get that home test. Make sure you have lots of home tests available. So if you do feel like you have some signs and symptoms and you're not sure if it's allergies, sinuses, or COVID, take the test just to be sure.
All right. Very, very good. Very good. All right, Kay Renee, anything last before we have to say goodnight to the doctor?
Okay, what's going on about this monkeypox? We've been finding cases coming in Illinois. What's up with that?
So it's rare. So everyone needs to just make sure that you understand that it is very rare. It looks almost like a little vesicles, little pustules with clear fluid in it. It's the fluid that's infectious. And so once it ruptures, and if it gets on the surface of someone else's skin, that's how it's passed from person to person. So I just think that people need to understand that it's out there. Now, your chances are reduced if you're still practicing, like we're practicing, safe distancing. We're still, wearing our mask when we're out in public. We're using hand sanitizer, and we're not touching things. Oh, somebody said they'll be wearing their mask until June, November of
That's what we doing.
That's what we say on this show. That's our saying on this show. That we will be wearing a mask until November of 2025. Now, we don't know, we've never heard of that month, but we're trying to get that month put in place, Doc, before we take those masks off. So that's what we say. Yes.
So we just need to be careful again with the monkeypox. There are cases intermittently popping up, and I don't want to, asparage one group or the other, but they are seeing it more in groups that have a tendency to be in congregate settings. I'll just put it like that.
I got you. Yes, that's what I thought. Okay, we'll leave it at that. Yes. Okay, Doctor, I'll explain behind the scenes, K. Renee. Doctor, give us how we can reach you, find you, follow you, all that great stuff. Thank you.
You can look up Community HealthNet on the internet, but you can go to our website, chn-indiana.org. And then you can find me, Dr. Janet Seabrook, on Facebook, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, K. Renee. And 219-880-1190 is our phone number to reach out. We're still doing COVID vaccines for anybody that wants them, and we have thousands of at-home COVID tests for anybody who wants them. And we're encouraging people to take as many at-home tests with you so that if you do have symptoms, you can test yourself and not go out and make others sick.
Very good. Doctor, we appreciate you so much. Happy Father's Day to your husband and all the father figures in your life. We appreciate you, and we'll see you the next time, okay?
Thank you both so much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the amazing Dr. Janet Seabrook. We just love and appreciate her for keeping us informed. Want to remind all you men, give it to yourself as a Father's Day gift. Go get a checkup. As I always say, from the rudder to the tutor, get checked up. I just had all mines recently. Thank you, Doctor. We love you so much, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye, Dr. Janet.
I just love her. I do. I just love
her.
Yes. She's so informative, so nice. I mean, really, it's like talking to a family member. It really is.
She
is. She's a wonderful lady.
Now, you know why I'm wearing purple. You know why, right?
Yes. Today is a really big day to celebrate. Today would have been Prince's 64th birthday. Look, I even see Doc in the green room. 64th. Right. And for some strange reason, I could probably still see him in some stilettos jumping off a stage. Yeah, all of that. Right. Yeah. Oh my God. Yes.
It still is unreal that he is now spirit. But I remember, I'm sure you remember when we heard the news that he had transitioned, and it's just amazing that he's no longer with us, but the music that he has left behind is just priceless. So,
it is.
Happy birthday, Prince.
Yes, absolutely. All right, K. Renee, what we'll do is tomorrow night, we have a young lady joining us who is a writer, Asia the writer, and she'll be here tomorrow night to talk about her street lit, I guess, eroticism. I picked up a lot of tones in the piece that I read from her. She'll be here tomorrow night, and then we'll talk about the top female R&B groups tomorrow night. How about that? We'll make it.
And I forgot to mention, since I am the transition lady, talking about transitions.
Yes, who else transitioned?
You remember the song "Summer Breeze Makes Me Feel Fine"?
Is that Crosby, Stills, and Nash?
No, Seals and Crofts.
Seals and Crofts, yeah.
Jim Seals, the co-founder of Seals and Crofts, he passed away today at the age of 80. But when you hear "Summer Breeze," just like that's the beginning of summer. I was playing it, and the Isley Brothers, you know, they remastered it and made it their own, but it was originally by Seals and Crofts.
Oh my God, that is one of my favorite songs.
Oh my goodness, yes. I was like, no, and I had to play.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, so we just say, you know, prayers go out to his family and all the fans, you know, who enjoyed his and his partner's music.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, somebody gave you a shout out. Crystal said,
"Oh, thank you, sis."
Yeah, same Renee. Same girl.
See, she knows. We you know, as we get older, you know, we get wiser, and I include you in this, Chat Daddy. We have so much talent. We just don't show it. We only show it when it's necessary.
Oh, well, if these gas prices don't go down, I'm gonna start showing it. I'm gonna start showing it in ways people gonna be like, wow.
Now,
you're gonna be like, oh boy, wow.
Look, now, you know, it leads to this nugget that I'm gonna here. Let's get this nugget.
Go ahead, babe. Yes, go right ahead. People gonna be like, wow, I didn't know he was that talented.
Well, you know, all right, y'all. This is Live Your Truth Tuesday. Here's the nugget. Wisdom, Chat Daddy. Wisdom is knowing the right path to take. Integrity is taking it. Again, this is Live Your Truth Tuesday. Be wise while consistently and authentically maintaining your integrity.
Okay, now I get all that. That was beautiful. That was wonderful. That was fabulous. But now that goes back. You know, you really did do a great job on that. Wait a minute, but I do have a rebuttal. Okay, so for more information about K. Renee, please go to KarensNuggetsOfKnowledge.com. KarensNuggetsOfKnowledge.com. We just love and appreciate K. Renee, and she does give great advice. Now, before we run off, I put on my Facebook page tonight that if these gas prices don't go down, I may have to open up a brothel.
Lord Jesus.
Right? You just said integrity, right?
Yes.
So here's the deal. Why could I not have a brothel that is ran on integrity? Yeah, I know it's illegal. I know it is. But this inflation, these gas prices, all that. Now, here's the funniest thing. Do you know how many people said they would apply on my page?
I know, but see, here's the deal. You have to do this brothel in the Netherlands. You can't do it here because it's not illegal in the Netherlands. So if you're gonna do it, so it depends upon where you are. So I didn't comment because I'm like, you know, if he's saying I'm moving to the Netherlands and open a brothel, what I'm gonna say? I'll just say, you know, I'll make sure that you're in compliance. That's what I do. I'll make sure you're in compliance.
Yes. Thank you. I had somebody else give me a couple of pointers too. I was like, listen. People gonna need to be able to pay for their gas. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, women, I mean, you go to work now, by the time you buy groceries, pay for gas. Listen, really, it's almost cheaper to eat out nowadays than it is to go to the grocery store and buy groceries, especially if it's one or two people eating.
That's right. I tell you.
Crazy one. Crazy. All right, let's see.
I had no problem with you opening a brothel. As I said, it wouldn't be here in the States. We had
here go Preston. Art, please do not show the centerfold with the kneecaps. Right. One areola, one kneecap, and a few toes. That's all I'm gonna show. How about that? Southwest Airline has a great sale.
Yes,
40% off flights through November. Are you kidding me? Because that would be great. But but see, here's the catch, Crystal. 40% off of what airfare is right now is really still high compared to what it would be normally. I'm gonna check, but there's a flight I do quite frequently that you can get for $49. The most might be $100 each way, and now that flight is almost $300, $400 each way. So when you think about 40% off, that's really not a lot.
And they said selected flights.
Wait. She said round trip New Orleans 112. Oh, well, I'm ready to buy some plane tickets. Right.
Well, you know, because you can go to the Essence Festival because that's coming up. So
I bet you it's not for Essence. I bet you it's later on in the summer. I guarantee you that whole weekend is already sold out.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Right. She said Cuba round trip $300. Not bad.
Cuba. I could go to Cuba.
and there's a legal brothel in Las Vegas.
There
Yep,
you
you're
go.
right.
Well, there
You're
you
right.
go.
You're right. Well, all right. Well, if any of you all need gas money, and want to get into business with me, let me know. We'll move to Las Vegas or the Netherlands, and we get ready to get our money out. Okay, starting August 16th. So that's when the airfare start. Okay, yeah, because that's going into fall.
Right.
Yes. I just told my friend, I said, we won't be going anywhere till the fall. And I knew that because airfare would drop by then. So yes, very good.
And
All right.
that's about right, because somebody is going to be going in the fall.
Yes. Very good. All right. Well, we'll be back tomorrow night, ladies' night. We'll talk about the all-time top R&B women groups of all times, as well as we'll have a wonderful writer joining us tomorrow night to talk about her latest work. All right. For more information on yours truly, we ask that you please visit therealchatdaddy.com. That is therealchatdaddy.com, therealchatdaddy.com. If you've not subscribed, do so. Facebook, YouTube, we really would appreciate you doing so. And that's it. Be well, be safe. We love you guys. We'll talk to you tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. As we always say, bye. Wait, I can't find the button to say goodbye. Bye. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Hey, good show tonight.
Oh yeah, I love my doc. I love our Dr. Janet. She's just so intelligent, so articulate. She just breaks it down.
Also a mess. Booking now just dropped. It wasn't that way. Yeah, okay. She showed. Yeah, she said the airfare just dropped. Because girl, I'm telling you, no. Because normally I can go down to Ursula's house, $100 and some round trip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, wow. I mean, I told you, Chris. Oh wait, hold on. This her now. Hold on.
Okay.
Hey.
You still on? You still on?
Yeah.
Turn your shit off. You still on?
Girl. Oh. Oh, what's going on? Why is it not cutting off? Lord have mercy.
Oh, Jesus.